Maybe you're still in that relationship and you desperately want to leave, but you don't know how. Hey, I get it. I made the mistake of telling mine I wanted to leave, and boy, did that start a war.
Or maybe you're struggling in a divorce situation, you just can't get moving forward, or you're co-parenting with a narcissist and you're struggling with that. I know I had the worst legal advice. I just didn't know any better.
Or maybe you've left. You were
Right.
courageous enough to leave. You've battled through it legally, and you're on the other side, but you're saying, now what? What am I supposed to do now? I'm now finally free, but it doesn't feel like freedom.
So we call that the 3 journey buckets. If you're in an abusive relationship or have been, there's buckets that you're in. And so we want to talk about each of those today. And if you're in one of those, what do you do to get out of it and move on with your life and reclaim and rebuild it? That's exactly what this podcast is about. Welcome to the Victim to Warrior Show.
Warrior Talk. We're John and Melissa, and we're both survivors of narcissistic abuse. And our mission is to help other survivors reclaim and rebuild their lives.
Right. So new year, new you. What's holding you back from making 2025 the very best year it can be?
Maybe you're still in that relationship and you desperately want to leave, but you don't know how. Hey, I get it. I made the mistake of telling mine I wanted to leave, and boy, did that start a war.
Right.
Ugh.
Right. Or maybe you're struggling in a divorce situation, you just can't get moving forward, or you're co-parenting with a narcissist and you're struggling with that. I know I had the worst legal advice. I just didn't know any better. And so we want to make sure we talk about that.
And you settled, didn't you?
Yeah, I said
You were so worried because she had spread
deviated
these
out.
lies
It's the
about.
worst thing I'd ever done. And I was subject to a smear campaign. So there's ways to get around that. Let's talk about that a little bit in just a bit.
Or maybe you've left. You were
Right.
courageous enough to leave. You've battled through it legally, and you're on the other side, but you're saying, now what? What am I supposed to do now? I'm now finally free, but it doesn't feel like freedom. I know that's what I felt like. When I finally got out, I thought it would be this celebration. And believe me, I was free from the abuse, but I didn't know who I was anymore. I was literally a shell of myself. I didn't go to the gym anymore. I didn't paint anymore. So it's tough when you get that freedom to know what to do with it, especially if you're a shell of who you used to be.
Right. So we call that the 3 journey buckets. If you're in an abusive relationship or have been, there's buckets that you're in. And so we want to talk about each of those today. And if you're in one of those, what do you do to get out of it and move on with your life and reclaim and rebuild it? That's exactly what this podcast is about.
Yeah. So if you're in it and you want to leave, but you don't know how to do it, then one of our resources is called the 12 Critical Steps to Take Before You Leave. It helps you methodically plan your safe exit
Right.
strategy so you are prepared. It might take some time, but your mind is focused on that end result, and that is out. And it will walk you through what to do. And I love your
Yeah.
analysis.
I always say this. Think about the day before you're going to leave on a vacation. You have your list, everything. You got to get your dry cleaning, take the dogs to the kennel, get your passport, get your money out of, your travel funds. I mean, all of those things have to be done before you leave.
You can enjoy that vacation.
Right. So we want to make sure we do the exact same thing. We're leaving a narcissistic abusive relationship for good, and we don't ever want to go back. So we want to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. All 12 of those steps are done before you leave. So we love this webinar because it helps kind of holds your hand all the way through and takes you through the critical steps to take before you leave.
Yeah, and it definitely will prepare you. And we'll put that below.
Right.
Let's say you're either said you wanted a divorce or your narcissist said they wanted a divorce, and you're terrified because they've lied to you. They told you you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get the kids. You're not going to get child support. You're not going to get spousal support, even though you've been a stay-at-home mother and or father taking care of the children. All of those are lies. And we even did an entire video series on don't believe your narcissist lies,
Right.
because they will lie to you. it makes you easier to control. If you're too terrified to leave because you're believing their lies, that's exactly what they want. They want you stuck, trapped. They don't care if it's destroying your life and you're miserable. They want to be able to control you. And if terrifying you enough so you don't leave works, then that's what they're going to do. But we have ways for you to understand how to get through that. Which is,
They always say there's knowledge is power.
yes,
Okay. So not knowing your rights leaves you without any power.
yes.
So how do you know what your rights are? What state you're in or what country you're in? How do you know what your rights are? Well, that's where Melissa comes in.
Well, and I felt so strongly about this because I've done such a huge amount of legal research for my clients because it's terrifying to go through it and not know your rights. So that's the reason I became a certified divorce coach as well as a certified recovery coach. So I can help you do the research. I can help you with interviewing attorneys, finding attorneys. You need an attorney that understands narcissism. John and I's did not.
Right.
And my divorce drug on for almost 3 years because my attorney didn't understand the tactics that a narcissist is going to do by delaying things, filing contempt charges that are fraudulent and false. It just kept pushing things back. I should have been divorced in 6 to 9 months. We didn't even have children together. And for it to take almost 3 years and cost me thousands of dollars, it literally was a crime. Knowing the attorney you're hiring understands narcissism. We even have an attorney interview questionnaire to make sure they understand those tactics and they're not going to let them happen to you.
Right.
You had
Yeah. And then
it's
same with you. Look, man, we have rights too.
yeah.
Okay. And so female narcissists can make our lives a living hell with smear campaigns, financial abuse, all of those things. And so we need an attorney also that understands female narcissists because they can be very, very deceitful and tricky to deal with as well, especially in a court.
Yeah, when their emotional outbursts are believable.
Right.
So it does make things a little dicey. Now, if you are in the divorce or out of the divorce and you're trying to co-parent with a narcissist, that can be extremely
Yeah,
challenging.
I think that's probably one of the hardest things.
Oh my gosh.
All right, to try to co-parent with a narcissist, your divorce is final, you've moved on, but yet you still have to deal with this person.
And they're still trying to control and destroy your life. It's almost like the divorce is nothing. They're like, it's just a stupid piece of paper. Um, Being in that type of relationship with that narcissist, knowing that you're gonna have to spend years co-parenting with them is daunting.
Yeah.
We recommend a co-parenting app called Our Family Wizard. It's actually the #1 app in the US. It's approved by the court system. It is a way to communicate with the narcissist about the children that keeps you in line with the custody agreements, keeps them advised of what's going on with the kids, and it records everything. And if they are being threatening or withholding information or using the kids, weaponizing them against you, you can actually use this in a court of law to take them back to court. Because weaponizing children against a spouse is child abuse. It doesn't just hurt that parent, it hurts the child. And so that's the reason we recommend that. It takes away that emotional situation that they're trying to get from you. They're trying to upset you. They're trying to scare you. All of those tactics, and they work. This takes that away. So we'll put that down below so you can check it out.
Almost allows you to gray rock.
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
I use
Ready to rock and then record everything.
Yeah, he says so
Legally record everything.
yeah, so please, we're gonna put the link to the co-parenting app below. Now, if you're outside the United States, we'll help you research some companies that might be good in your country.
Depending on your laws, absolutely. And we've done that. We've helped people out of the country.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Now, if you're interested in using Melissa as a divorce coach, I'm going to put her one-on-one coaching call link below as well, and I'm going to put a code in there, Recovery25, to get $25 off your first call. She is a lifesaver and will hold your hand all the way through this process, and it can be a very difficult process to go through by yourself.
absolutely.
So having somebody like Melissa in your corner through this process is really, really amazing. I really want you to listen to our podcast #4, I believe it is. It's called "Why Would You Stay in a Toxic Relationship?" But we interview one of our clients and
We help through all the way,
all the
all
way
three
through.
buckets.
From leaving a 29-year marriage to going through a divorce to living her best life now. So I'd love for you to hear that.
Very
And
inspirational.
she really talked about how Melissa was able to guide her through a lot of these steps that she would have never been able to make it on her own. So we're so proud of her. But I'd love for you to hear that podcast and see that podcast, actually see this client. She's so brave and spent a lot of time really talking about how she was able to get through it. So and she always says, if I could do it, you can do it.
And she is living her absolute
Right.
best
She is.
life.
So let's talk about living your best life.
Yes, 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 yes. This is John's favorite journey bucket, so I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah, I love this recovery bucket because I'm all about recovery. I really am, because it took years for me to recover. I dealt with a smear campaign, financial abuse, and back then we just didn't know what we were dealing with. And it's an abuse like anything else. You have to have a structured plan to recover. So Melissa and I poured our hearts and soul into this. We actually spent about 6 months building this platform. It's the 8-week life transformation method, and it holds your hand from day one all the way through the 8 weeks.
It's
It gives
guided.
daily action steps every single day to rebuild and reclaim your life in 4 different areas. We call this the 4 pillars. It's the mental and emotional recovery, which is a really, really tricky one.
Yes.
Physical recovery, spiritual recovery, which is your passion and all of the zest for living that we want to recreate to, but also financially.
Yeah.
So recovery in all 4 of those pillars is a big, big part of this. Now, what's really exciting at the end of this 8-week process, you will be a warrior.
And we will celebrate that with
We will celebrate that
so
with
many
you.
people.
Right. And you will receive a warrior sweatshirt that you can wear proudly that says you're a warrior also, which is so exciting. Now, what we want is for everyone to be able to enjoy this and take advantage of this. So we've taken 70% off the original price. So it's only 30% of what it was.
And there's payment
There's
option.
payment options. So it's very little amount of money per month so that you can really take advantage of this. We want you to have the best year. We want 20 to 2025 to be the best year for you. So please take
And we do have a guarantee because we feel so confident that this will work for you, that if it doesn't work and you've done the steps and we've helped you,
your life.
it will change your life. And if it doesn't, we'll give your money back.
No problem.
We want you to live your best life.
Right.
And
And you know what I love about these steps? These are steps that we took also.
oh yes.
You know, and
To become who we were, actually stronger versions. I was a shell of myself. Like I said, I stopped going to the gym. I stopped painting. I was free, but I didn't know what to do with my freedom. I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to move forward. I was like in this fog of just not even knowing who I was as a person anymore. So if that's how you feel, then this is for you.
Right.
Because this is a proven method, guided program that will take you from where you are to living your best life at the end.
Right.
It's just 8 weeks.
Now, I'll put the link for that below as well. And it'll take you to a page on our website that will tell you everything that's included in it. And there'll also be, there's a link in there too to set up a 15-minute call with me just to talk about this program and make sure that it's perfect for you before you purchase it.
And we do have our free masterclass. No matter where you are, what bucket you're in, our free masterclass basically explains the situation to you. It does mention the resources. So if you look at the free masterclass, and it walks you through what you're going through, what to expect, and how to get to the other side. But during that masterclass, any of the resources that we've talked about today are available. So you may want to check that out as well. But our resources are very detailed on our website, actually, the Victim to Warrior Method. We changed it so it wouldn't be so confusing anymore.
Right.
Um,
But you can find it either way.
Yeah, yeah.
thevtw.com. I'm going to put that below as well. Right. Or like Melissa said, the victim to warrior method.com as well. Also, hey, before we leave this, I want to talk about our private Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I love this private Facebook.
Gosh,
And it's
almost
growing.
30,000 people.
Yeah, it's grown over 100% within the past 30 days. Now we're well over 2,500 members, I believe.
Oh, it's 3,000.
And-
And it's
Yep.
global. We have people from all over the world in this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So 24/7, if you can't sleep or you have a question, you just want to get out,
Alone.
feel alone,
Stands.
someone on that private Facebook group is there
Going through the exact same thing you're going through.
or had gone through it
And
and help guide you, right?
exactly. We've got people in there that have been with us for a while, and they are champions. They will jump in and I've been there. This is what I did. This worked. This is what Melissa John told me to do. And they literally are the cheerleaders in the group.
Right.
I mean, it's really something John and I are so passionate about because we never thought people that actually would go through the buckets would still want to stay in the group to help others. So it just warms our heart. We love these people. They're like family to us. I love how John says, when we first meet clients that are just so bewildered, they're terrified, they're isolated, overwhelmed, they're heartbroken, to go through that transformation to the other side and to see them at that point in time, we celebrate this with people because they look so different. Their styles, their face, their eyes.
Yeah.
They're no longer a shell of their person. They're actually the best version of themselves. And that's what we want for everyone that's going through this stuff.
So let's take this opportunity as we're going into the new year to make 2025 the very best year. So no matter where you are in those journey buckets, we want you to move forward and get that best life.
so we'll be celebrating
Right.
2025 with you, and you won't be looking at 2025 like you're looking at 2024 or New Year's.
Why am I still in the same place?
Why am I still wasting my life away? You don't have to. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please like the video. Put any comments you want below. We definitely look at them. We definitely answer them.
Yeah, I actually try to respond every single
Think about it.
Yeah, I love to go in there and look at your comments. So if you have any questions for me or us, please list those below in the comments, and we'll list all of the resources we talked about in the description below, as
As
well.
well as how to get a hold of us. And we will look forward to seeing you on our next podcast.